Hey everyone, it's Tiffany from Let's Get Scrappy, and this is part 2 of my quad folio tutorial for our Scrappy Christmas Crafts with a K series that I'm doing with Karolina from Karolina's Krafts. And I have the tutorial for you. So in the part 1, we did the cover, put that together. Now we are gonna do the inside here. So we are gonna do these elements here, and we will go ahead and get started. So if for some reason you have not seen the first part of the tutorial, I did this one here, and again, the cover in the first part, I have the pieces here, so we will just go through and just start from this way, work our way over. So for the very far left, what we are going to need, let me find all my pieces here. Did I do for the pocket? I don't even remember doing for the pockets. Okay, I actually don't think I cut for the pockets. I thought I did. Let me just double check. I don't see it. Okay, so we aren't doing that right now. We're gonna come back to that side. Oh, this is gonna be a fun one. I could already feel it. Okay, so right now, we're going to do the middle section, which is the biggest part of it. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside for just a second. So here's what you need. You need a piece, and again, you cannot see because my white pen was not working, so I had to write in pencil, but you need a piece that is 4.5 by 7 1/8. We are gonna score it at a 1/2 inch, and then we're gonna score it at 5/8 of an inch. And this is our top flap right here. So you need one of those. And then you will need a piece that is 3 1/4 by 11, and we are gonna score at 4 1/4, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, and 5 3/4. This is our waterfall like base. And the pieces you need for that, you will need 3 that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then you need to attach it to the actual base. One piece that is 1 by 5 1/2, and we are going to score a 1/2 inch on each side. So that goes there. And then the core pieces, hold on. Oh, you'll need 2 of these little tag inserts that are 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And these are perfect for like the Insta photos too, with the all the little printers that you have that are available for different phones. Okay, and then the base of this middle section. Now you can do this 2 different ways. Mine is done with I used 8.5 by 11 paper to cut these. So I cut 2 at 6.5 by 11. But I have made these where I've used 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and I've cut it in half at 6. But I like to have where I could stick a 4 by 6 photo in, so I like mine to be a little bit bigger. So these are 6.5 by 11. And then, see, this is where I was trying to use my white pen, and then it went out. You're gonna score it 2 1/4, 6 3/4, then you turn it, and I, just for measurement purposes, I score at 3 1/4, and I'm gonna cut that piece out. So we're gonna start with these 2 to get going. So just set the others aside. This is all for kind of the middle section right here. So what we're going to do is do our cuts. And what I like to do is just cut on the outside of my score line. Just barely, and you could do it with your trimmer. Mine will not be straight, guaranteed. And when you do these, you can, well, probably not. I was gonna say you can glue them together then cut, but if you do that, you have to be careful where you're closing it up. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a second, but these are going to be our little pockets that flip. So this is just what it looks like here. Can you see it from there? Okay, so now what we are going to do, so you can just glue these two together right now, but I'm gonna fold these up. So this first one is going to be a pocket on the inside, like so, and then fold these in. Make sure we're straight. Why is that not straight? Something is off with that score line. So hold on. Let me force it because it is not wanting to work. Okay. That was strange. Probably should have folded it the other way first, then back. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. So we have one done. So open to the left, flip these over to the left. I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. Okay, so this one, we're gonna fold this one in. Give it a good crease here. And we're gonna fold these in. And when you go to put these together, if you wanna do a little trimming to get everything totally even, you could do that. So like you can see, kinda, maybe not, but it's just a little smidgen over right here. I'm not gonna do nothing with that because it's not that big of a deal. But so now what we wanna do is glue these together, but I want to make sure this is all even. So it's very important to me that this is even. So what you need to do, let's see if I can get my glue to work. We're creating pockets, so we want a U, so make sure your U is closed on the folded side. Just a real thin bead, otherwise you won't have a big enough pocket. Sorry, my glue. Just a little, because I had the tip off. Get in there, okay. Let's see if this will work. So just a little bead. It's hard for me to do it from this angle. We still have to come back through and cut the other ones once we glue this together. Ugh. See, I did not do that very good. Let's just try both sides at once. And you can, if you are, I mean, you don't even have to be an advanced mini album maker, but you can add gussets to these pockets if you want the full depth. Okay, so make sure you have the right side. We want this glued together, so we are just going to come in here, and I'm holding the other side down with my other fingers. Like I said, what's most important is that, oh, these sides match up. So nice and clean edges. There we go. So now we can come in and burnish it all down. This right here, and I have done this before, and this is not, this little thing is not my design. I have no idea where I got it. It was a long time ago, but I had a base made in my stash, so that's the inspiration that I got when I was just, you know, kind of going through some things of just looking at stuff, but this is not by any means my creation. But this right here would be a cute little album just to give to somebody as is. So if you wanted, again, like a different way to do cards, oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. I tried to act like it wasn't, but I always tell myself, just keep going. Don't look at it, don't look at it. And oh my gosh, I can't. Okay, so now we have to come through and cut through the other side. So just get your scissors along the line that you already cut. Just be very careful because you don't want to cut out too much. And here is where I obviously don't have my punch board with me to do the notches. I didn't get that good. Hold 1 second. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just trimming it up just a little hair. Let me put it on the white so you can see where it's at. But on this one, so you can see I have the notches. I just did that with my envelope punch board. I just marked where the center was and just put it in and punched and punched. You could do a circle punch and do that too. But for now, we're going to just leave it like this. Then what you will want to do, and I mean, I don't really want to do this because I want to use this, but just a nice little bead of glue, but put your design paper down first. So you want to be able to put your paper in here, or again, you could add gussets if you want the full depth. Just close that up. Whoop. Then the other side here. Like so. And close it up. Oh, no, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. I did not do that on the other one. So, oh, my Lanta. My Lanta, my Lanta. So, this one, instead of closing the pocket, I have it as a flap. But you can close it if you want to, but I have it as a flap. So we will leave it open. Got glue everywhere. So again, this is, oh, did I wipe both of them off? That just did not stick. Oh, that's weird. Never had that happen before. Okay, let's try that again. I mean, did I open it and didn't know I did that? Maybe I'm like sleep crafting. Is that a thing? Okay, so now we have a little insert. So here we're gonna put our big baby on here. So the piece that is 4.5 by 7 1/8, we're gonna fold on that first score line, burnish, and then the second one. Ugh, I hate folding a 1/8. You just gotta kind of work it into place. I have glue all over. And then give it a good crease. There we go, and let's miter those corners. Again, I'm sorry this video is not like the best, but hopefully you guys still can see what I'm doing and can have fun making this project. Okay, so I'm just making sure that I have it bent, and we're gonna stick it down, basically starting at the first score line. And it's going to be the very top of here. So don't press all the way down if you're using score tape until you actually have it in the spot you want. And I feel like that's pretty good. So I'm just gonna stick her down like so. I don't know why Southern Drawl just came out, but there you go. So like that. And again, you could have fun with this. Like you don't have to make it this long. You can make it shorter. You could have a ribbon tie closure, magnet closure, you know, make it your own. Okay, so now, oh, and you have your 2 little tags. Those will go into here once you punch them. And you can make it a tag or you can make it a folder if you wanted to. I didn't have a lot of room, so originally I was gonna make it a little folder like the large recipe albums that we do, but yeah, we're just gonna go with that. So I just stuck those in there, so they're there. Now we're gonna do the fun little waterfall mechanism, which is right there. So first things, I'm gonna just glue this piece down. So the piece that is 1 by 5.5 inches, and then we scored it a 1/2 inch on each side or each end. And I'm just mitering those corners. So I put this down before I put my decorative paper down, and I just slide my decorative paper underneath once it's sealed. So I'll just kind of show you here in a second. Ooh, that was messy. I really do have glue everywhere. So you can put this pretty much wherever you want it based on your mechanism, but I like to just kind of put mine in the middle. Again, just eyeballing that. It's hard to eyeball black on black. I think that might be straight, who knows? Okay, so when I go to do my decorative paper, I just put glue like at the top of it first. I slide it under, like so. I put it, you know, I burnish it down, and then I just come through and I put glue around the bottom area. But again, that's just what works for me. So now, let's take, so you have your 3 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we're gonna set that aside for a second. Here's your base. Now just fold on all the creases on the base. So again, we scored at 4 1/4, 4 3/4. You guys see the lines? 5 1/4, and then 5 3/4. Yes. So now we are just folding these all into place and making sure we are straight. Or as straight as we can be. Sometimes the paper just has a mind of its own. So like even right now, it keeps wanting to not be straight. And then I'll do it again. Okay. So when I did this, you could see I have the pull here. And the back piece, which is this one, is behind there. And that's because I'm using the 8.5 by 11 sheet. If you used a, you know, like a 12 by 12 cardstock, it would be a little bit longer when you go to fold this up. You can make it, I think, like 11.5. Let's see how short this is. Yeah, it's just about a 1/2 inch off. If you want it to be longer, or it could be just the 12 and it come all the way down. So up to you, but you play with it. So what we're going to do, you have them all folded. Now we are going to start with this one here. And we're just gonna put glue on the first section in between the score lines. And you can use score tape too if you want to. I really hope that I can get this video up tomorrow. Okay. So give it a good burnish. Let it dry. Now do the next one. There's a lot of glue in my fingernails. It's everywhere. So we have our next one there. And I'm just putting it below the score line. Don't go over it. You don't want to be on it. Just slightly below it. And a good burnish. These are really fun to make. I don't know why I didn't do them before, but I enjoy making them now. Okay, and this is our top piece. I cannot have glue all over. Oh my goodness. Please don't let the battery die. It just said low battery. That is not going to be a good thing. Okay. So, we now have, slide this down, the 4, pieces on here. Move my glue, move this, just so you guys can kind of see. Okay, so we have it like this. There's this little piece back there. This is the piece that is going to slide behind this. So you see, I'm just sliding it behind. You guys can see that. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here, kind of in the middle, and then stick it to this piece here. So, and we want this to be somewhat even, so it'll kind of be about, just want to make sure you guys, can you see the marks? Not marks, but where everything is. So I have it somewhat even. Now here's how I do it. So I just, I hold it into place. So I'm just gonna hold it down here. I'm gonna lift up my back piece, which you cannot really see this, just so it stays in place. And I'm not, not being too crazy with the glue, but I want there to be enough that it stays good, but not seep out. Okay, so let's see, we are straight. We're straight. Okay. Now press it into place. Burnish. I know I have issues. Okay, so a little bit of glue came out there, but I'm just burnishing that down. And then you could put whatever kind of pull you want on here. On this one, I used, it was an ephemera piece from the ephemera pack, and then I just backed it with black and glued it to this piece here. So it's as my pull, but if you have like a tap punch, a circle punch, whatever, you can make that as your pull. But let's just see. Oh, I love it when it works. Yes. So, and once you get like paper on there, it weighs it down. So we have that done. I feel like I did something. Oh, I thought I had this all cut up and I have missed a piece. So hold on one second. Let me check what I have missed. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Hold on. Let me grab my paper. Okay. So we need the piece that is going to attach this down. So I'm getting my little cheat sheet. Let me see if I have it. 1 5/8. Okay, we are going to do. Just want to make sure I have the right measurements. So this piece is 6.5. Yes. Okay. So we are going to need a piece that is 6.5 by 6 1/8. So let me cut that real quick with my little cutter, with my little baby. Okay, so we said 6.5. Now I have to get my ruler because this thing doesn't go to 6.5. There we go. That is, cannot see. Good enough. So 6.5 is 6 1/8. Now we are going to score that at 1/2. Let's just make sure. So on the 6 1/8 side, we are going to score it at 1.5 inches. Can't believe I forgot to cut this already. And then at 1 5/8. So we're leaving just a 1/8 inch gusset to give it some breathing room to be able to flip well. So let's fold the outside one first. I'm just cracking up at all the glue. At least it's exfoliating my hands. It's literally everywhere. Okay. It's been so messy. And you will come through and we are going to do like so. So we're just doing this next little score line. Okay, it's done. Okay, so it looks like this. Go ahead and miter this. This is going to be our base to put it on to the actual book. But what we are going to do is with this first score line here, we're going to attach it like this. So it'll attach, and I could see I'm a little bit off, and that'll be fine because I'll be able to cut it at the end. And it's going to create a pocket. So we are going to just glue on this one because I know this is the right size. Give it a little bead of glue in a U shape on the folded edge. And then that's where the photo mat will go for an insert. So I'm just going to, that was not the right side. Silly girl. So it'll go like this. So lining up again, making sure we're flush on that side first. So doing the top over to this side, like so. And where I'm a little bit longer, which is down at the bottom, I could trim off. So let's open this up. Oops, wrong side to open. Burnish it down. Burnish it all down good. This is a really cute folio, if I do say so myself. Okay, now I'm gonna come through and just trim this a little bit. Like that. And now we have a little pocket here, like that. Okay, so put this back together. Fold up the little gusset so it now pops up like that. Can you guys see that? Okay, now we're gonna put this in our book. And what is most important is that we do not go into the gusset here. So I'm just adding some glue. And I'm getting a lot on it because I want it to have a good hold, because it's going to be a lot on there. And we're just putting it off to the side. So what I like to do is fold up my book to make sure it still folds. We look straight. We look good up top. So I'm not burnishing anything down yet until I know it feels good. Now we're gonna come through, burnish. I really think I need to grab my charger just in case. I don't wanna keep going and then it dies. Then I gotta do a third part for the tutorial. Okay, hold on 1 second. Time to switch. Trying to find my chargers. I'm gonna juice it up like so. Okay, excuse me. Hit the camera for a second. Maybe it gives us a little juice. We will soon find out. Okay, then let's go ahead and do this pocket real quick. That is, oh, and then the piece that is gonna go in that large pocket that we just did is 4 3/4 by 6. That is this photo mat here. So right in this pocket. And you could round the corners, leave them, whatever you like to do. So those will go right in there. Now we're gonna do this pocket. So what we need for the top, 3 1/4 or 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. And then you score it 1/2 inch, fold it. Let's get the little miter corners. Boom. Good crease. This is the top to the pocket. Okay. And I like to bring mine out to the edge. Oops. It's not quite up top. That's fine. To the edge here. So again, I make sure I'm not going over the gusset. So I always line up on the edge. Okay, now you have the piece. That is 5 by 7 1/2, score at 1/2, 1, 1 1/2, and then we're gonna score at 6, 6 1/2, 7. So see it? Score at 1 1/2, 1, no, I can't even talk. Score at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, 6, 6 1/2, and 7. And then just fold on these lines here. So fold down, then we're gonna fold up. We're just making our little accordion pocket. Then fold down. And try to make sure this is lined up good. So now you have what looks like the shape of an M. Do the same thing to this side, down. Then fold it up. Boom, boom, and down. And I like to, as I'm pressing it, making sure it's lined up. Okay, so again, we have that M. I do come in and I miter these as well. So I just do it all together because I don't like the bulk at the bottom. And I don't like the bulk at the top either, so they're just, I push it all together, miter it all. Okay, now we're just gonna stick this down. And I'm going to leave one side open so it gives me a chance to put this down. Okay, so grab your piece and again, I'm taking it all the way, oh, ew. Ew, hold on. Ugh. Always making boo-boos, I tell ya. So this is 5. And I think this is 4.5. Yeah, we gotta do one more score. Hold please. So bring this just back out. We need to turn it and score it a 1/2 inch. And sorry, you guys just, you know the drill. I mess up just like everybody else. So we're just gonna take a 1/2 inch. Get that in there good. Okay. 1/2 inch, like so. And then you would cut this out. So we're gonna miter this. I'm gonna cut it out like that. And I am going to just cut this straight because I'll miter once it's folded. So miter, and then cut out what would have been a rectangle. Okay, because this closes up the bottom of the pocket, we need that. Okay, now bend that back, and now miter this. Bend this back into place, and we are going to miter that. Now, let's add some glue. Oh, didn't put my cap back on. Oh my gosh, these videos are way too long. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's first fold these in. Do. Fold it in and out. Or if you have your glue, you're just gonna tuck these in. So folding it with these fingers. Now I'll use these fingers as my guide. Down here, again, can you guys see? Not really. So just lining it up to the edge in the bottom. So lining it up on the side here. I want to make sure that it doesn't go over. Okay, we look good. Bottom looks good. Okay, let's just stick this down. Okay, and I lost this one. And we're gonna stick that down. Give it a good burnish. Okay. So this is now our little pocket here, and do we have, where is it? Here we go. We are going to take, just real quick, this here, my 2 magnets, and again, I always put the minus down. So that's my minus, this is my plus. I will stick this to the bottom of the top. Like so, put it down, put it into place, there you go. So we have that, and we have a big mess. So let me shift this, okay. Oh my goodness gracious, okay, now we need this piece here that is 4.5 by 6.5. And then you just score a 1/2 inch all the way through. So 1/2 inch, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Like so. On one side, you're gonna do score tape on every other one. Don't look at how mine is, but it is every other one. On this side, you're gonna do score tape on every side. So I should have prepped this and did it already. I was like, oh, let me show them, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, the time. Okay, so we're just gonna do this quickly, hopefully. This is gonna be our binding system for the pages. So let's just hope this works. I love using the plastic sleeves. It's fun to have something different. But again, if you don't have the plastic sleeves and you don't have the main skirt, you could just do paper, or you could just leave it open. You know, it doesn't even have to have this on there. You can make another just large pocket if you want to. A waterfall. Just know you don't always have to do it. You know, I don't want you to have to go out and spend money to create this. The whole point is using what's in your stash. I just happen to have a lot of these things, but of course I didn't have enough 4x6, which is what I wanted for the recipe cards. Just crazy. Okay, so we have those on there. And now burnish. Really good. I'm sorry, I'm gonna shake the table. Okay. Now we're gonna come through and just fold every other one like an accordion. Fold it, and I kind of push them into place as I'm going. Fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it, fold it. Okay, like so. Okay, so we have that done. Now, with the reason why I was saying every other one, you're gonna, this is on the back side, fold it and you're gonna close that up. This is what's weird. It feels really weird to do this. I'm literally closing this whole thing up on the back side. Taking it off, closing it up. Oh, did I miss one there? Yes, I did. Hold please. Has anyone kept track? Is anyone doing the drinking game of how many mistakes Tiffany makes? You could have a lot of fun doing that, I'm telling you. Okay. So we're gonna close this one up. And it's weird at first, but once you do these, you get used to it and you're really fast at it. So now it looks like this, but we're gonna put it in our book. So I'm just going to take off just a little bit to get it down. And you want basically the sides like this. Think of this as your spine. You want the spine facing this way on your book. So again, these are open, this is closed. I don't know how else to explain that. It took me a little bit when I was doing the large ones to get it, but it's just the best way. Just think closed. And again, I'm coming all the way over, but not going over the gusset of the spine, but just kind of getting it in place. And then you have to hold it down. Again, I want to make sure my book can still fold up. Yes, it can. And as you're doing this, really watch that it doesn't go crooked on you. Because I think that one is a little bit. Oh, good enough. Okay, and then burnish that down. Now I'm just going to show you just a couple of the sleeves. Well, just one really, how to do it. Okay, so you have your sleeve, and this is what we're going to put in here. So how I like to do it is I just peel back from the top, not the bottom. I want to get it all in there first. And I want it in there straight. So I slide mine in, I get it all even, lined up. Because even if you put this on a little crooked, you want to make sure these are straight. So that pushed it down. Let me come out a little bit. Okay, we're straight. Hold on. Okay. So that's how I attach it, just like that. And then I can come back and peel out the back, because then I know I have it on straight. It's easier to work with versus trying to do both at the same time, at least it is for me. And then you do the same thing for all of them. And then I just add at the top a piece of cardstock, you know, decorative cardstock. Okay, oh my gosh. Now if we run out of time, just know, let me give you the measurements for this. just in case we not run out of time, but you know, my phone dies. I have it plugged in, but it's on a battery pack. Okay, so for the left inside pocket, we need a piece that is 3 by 5.5, and then we're gonna score it at a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Then for the middle pocket, it's 2.5 by 5.5. Score it at a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So let's just see if we could knock this out. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So I got my handy dandy cutter, and yes, I did pack this in my suitcase. I know, I'm a little crazy. So we said 3 by 5.5. Is this 5.5? Oh, pretty close. So just double checking again, 3 by 5.5. Just coming through. I love these little cutters. I think I just did that crooked, so let me flip it because it moved on me. 5.5. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, and then we need a piece that is 2.5 by 5.5. And this is literally it, other than adding like the large magnets to the inside to keep it closed, but you don't even have to use magnets. You can just use, I keep doing that, your, what do you call it? Like ribbon closures. So again, you don't have to go spend money on magnets if you don't want to. I just like the sound of the clink clink. Because I'm strange like that. So all of these we are gonna score at a 1/2 inch. On 3 sides. Oops. This is going to make our pocket. I'm being very sloppy with this. Down like that. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Okay, and then we're just going to come through, miter these corners. Miter at the score lines. This one's at the intersection. So do the same thing with these here. Through the score. Now, we're gonna do the bottom pocket first. Fold on all 3 of these, like so. And then we're gonna glue it down. I just have a little nip in there, I don't like that. Okay. Glue this down. On 3 sides. And again, guys, sorry about the janky hotel tutorial. But a girl's gotta work with what she's got, so. And I just, you know, I'm on the road, what am I gonna do? But as always, if you guys have questions, if I did miss something, let me know. Usually I get back right away, but like I said, this month has been a little crazy, so I apologize if you have asked something and I haven't responded yet. Okay, so we have that on there. So on the second one, this is just, and you can do it however you want, but these are stacked pockets. I just fold the insides, and then I just use this one as my guide. So I'm only putting glue on the ends. This I found to be way easier than trying to tuck things in and it not fitting right. So this is just my little guide. We are gonna slide it. I wanna make sure you guys can see. So I'm just sliding it in there up to the score line, and then I stick it down. And it always works, so this is just better for me. It wasn't my invention. I don't know who did it. I don't know where I got it. I saw it, I tried it, I liked it. Okay. So we are done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So it'll fold up like this. Imagine that you have all your sleeves or your paper, and then it folds up like so. You have your book. Now, if you want to do the magnets, I have my large basic gray magnets that I get from Country Craft Creations. They are my absolute favorite. And and be careful when you clink these together because they will snap. So I'm just putting the plus and minuses together, and I do 3 when I do folios like this. I feel like it holds it together better. Okay, so we are going to put our minus side down. Down, 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 like so. And you don't have to do this. Okay, so I just put it in like a triangle formation, then come through and take the sticky side off the plus side. Maybe. I can't even see. I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I think it might be like 1:30 maybe, I don't even know, but I do have to get up at like 5:30 to get ready to go to a store here pretty soon. So this is how I do it. I like to make sure that this gets lined up and then in here gets lined up. So I already kind of have it in place before I squish it together. I eyeball everything. Do I like it? Don't I like it? Let me see. Sometimes I have to try it a couple times. I'll make it a little bit better like that. And then I'll squish it together. Just coming in, making sure. Sometimes they pop off, but there you go. So we're done. Oh my God, oh my God. Okay, sorry again, took very long, had to do 2 separate videos. Hopefully this works and hopefully it comes up, but there's our little quad folio. Again, this is the collaboration that I'm doing with Karolina from Karolina's Krafts for our Scrappy Christmas Crafts with a K. And if you do these projects, please use the hashtag Scrappy Christmas Crafts with a K on all your projects, so that way we can see what you're making. We love to see what everyone does, because not everyone does it in Christmas, which is fun too, just to see the different papers and how things look. Sometimes I'm like, is that even my book? That looks better than what I did. I don't know. But there it is. We are done. I can't wait to see what you guys make. And this is, what is this? I can't even think. Oh my gosh. Did I do this differently? Oh, this looks different. Okay. Oh, see, I'm already messed up again. I just noticed that my book is bigger. Oh, I hate myself. So this one is 5.5 by 6.5, which is still fine. And I'm gonna use this, and I will do this in Halloween and you guys will see. But this one is 5 by 6.5. So who won the drinking game? Just saying, who won? Oh my gosh, but I do like the spines better on this one. It feels a lot better, just so you guys can see the difference. So once I get things in here, I have a little bit more room to play, because it's the exact same thing. So even adding the decorative paper, I have a lot more, just so you can see, a lot more space. But I'm sorry, I did just mess up the cover, and I don't know what measurements I did tell you, but this one is 5. These 2 pieces are 5 by 6.5. These 2 are 5.5 by 6.5, but it'll still be beautiful. So there you guys go. Let me know what you think. If you like this tutorial and this project, give me a thumbs up. It's such a hot mess. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you do, so that way you can see some more janky, crazy tutorials. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love your guys' support. You guys are always so kind. And I can't wait to see the projects you make. Thanks for watching. Bye.